This is my review of the Ace Frehley album Spaceman. It was released in 2018 and produced by Ace Frehley, Alex Salzman, and Warren Hewart. So this album, I remember when this came out, I listened to the first two singles, Rockin' with the Boys and Bronx Boy, on YouTube, and I wasn't really neither of them grabbed me immediately. And so I kind of just decided not to get the album right then, and I put it off for a long time. I don't really remember if I watched any reviews on it at the time. I'm sure I probably did, but I can't really remember what they were like. I don't think I really read any reviews on it, so I'm not really sure what the general opinion on this album is. I just remember hearing those songs when it first came out and not being crazy about them then. So I ended up buying this around 2020 when I was getting all the other Ace albums. I remember listening to this a lot in the fall of that year, so it was probably around then when I got it. It kind of was one of those albums that I bought it and I listened to it a lot right then, and I actually did enjoy it, and I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. But it kind of fell off of my stuff that I listened to pretty quickly, just because at that time I was buying a lot of new albums. So I would kind of get something, listen to it a lot for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I would, by that point, have gotten 2 or 3 other new albums that I was listening to a lot. So I was just kind of getting into a lot of new stuff and then replacing it pretty quick at that time. So it didn't really stay on my list of stuff that I was listening to. And when I was kind of getting ready to do these reviews and going back through some of the albums, I kind of thought I didn't like this one. It'd been forever since I'd listened to it, and I just didn't remember liking it until I put it on, and then I kind of flashed back to when I was listening to it, and I was like, oh yeah, I do like this one, but I'm not really sure why I associate it as being an album I don't like when I think of it, or when I was thinking of it before this. I'm not sure why I thought that. Maybe it's because I wasn't crazy about the songs when it first came out and I didn't get it for that reason. Maybe that's kind of why. Or maybe it's just because this album cover is kind of pretty bad. But whatever reason, I thought I didn't like it, and then I started listening to it and I was like, oh no, that's the one that I got and I did like quite a bit. So anyway, the album opens with Without You I'm Nothing, a song by Ace and Gene, who I think also plays bass on this one. I think it's a pretty decent opening track. I think it definitely sounds like something that Gene had a hand in writing. You can kind of just feel his songwriting presence on it, as well as the other track that he co-wrote on this. I think all the kind of references to is this the one that I think this is the one that references Ticket to Ride. There's a Beatles reference. They reference the Ace No Regrets book. I feel like that was probably Gene doing that. Seems like something he would do. But anyway, I like the song. I think it's a pretty good opening track, pretty catchy. The second track, Rockin' with the Boys, one of the singles. This one, like I said, I didn't really like it the first time I listened to it, but it has grown on me since then. Still not my favorite track on here. I don't know if I would have picked it for a single, but I think it's pretty catchy. I kind of like the verse parts more than I do the chorus. I like the bridge part. It's kind of funny that lyrically it's sort of a rewrite of Beth, which is kind of weird. So it's just Ace's version of Beth. But yeah, not bad overall. Third track, Your Wish Is My Command. This is the other Ace and Gene song, and the title of it completely sounds like a Gene title. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good song, pretty catchy. Another one that sounds like a Gene song, and I think it's got a pretty good solo in it. Even though I feel like overall Ace's guitar work on this album is a little bit I don't know, tuned down compared to normal. It's just not as noticeable to me as it normally is on his other stuff and the stuff that came before this. Fourth track, Bronx Boy, a song by Ace and Ronnie Mancuso. I probably butchered that name. This one, first song I heard off of this, wasn't that impressed with it the first time I heard it, but now it's really grown on me. It's one of my favorite tracks on here. I think it's a good catchy song. It's got a cool solo on it. And I kind of like the lyrics of this one just because it's cool to hear Ace sing about something that, like, you know, is kind of personal to him and something that he cares about that's not like space or electricity or whatever. So that's kind of cool. Fifth track, Pursuit of Rock and Roll, another song by Ace. And it's another one that's grown on me. I used to think like it was a little bit cheesy with like the Elvis and Chuck Berry references, all this stuff where he's just like listing people's names. That sometimes when people do that in songs, it just comes off as a little cheesy. But I don't know. Now it's kind of grown on me because same thing I said with the song before. This is kind of cool to hear Ace sing about something that's, you know, not space, and also put in some like the stuff he likes. You know, he's mentioning the musicians he likes, which is kind of cool. And kind of the chorus, the Pursuit of Rock and Roll bit kind of sounds like he's trying to write a Kiss song. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. Pretty catchy, pretty good song. Sixth track I want to go back is a Billy Satellite cover, and I can't say that I've ever heard of Billy Satellite before or ever heard the original version of this song. I actually didn't realize it was a cover until I was like looking through the credits to do this. But I really like this song. It's up there for my favorite on this album, probably kind of tied with Bronx Boy. I don't know, I think it's one of the best covers Ace has done, like, kind of in a while. And I think it's got probably like one of his better vocal performances on the album. Not crazy about the way his vocals on this album sound. It's kind of, they all sound a little, you know, robotic-y. But here he just, I don't know, he sounds like sincere when he's singing it, which Ace doesn't always sound that sincere because he's got that goofy voice. But yeah, I think he sounds really good vocally on here. I think it's got a cool solo on it, pretty cool guitar. I think it's a really catchy song. So yeah, this one kind of a surprise highlight for me. The seventh track, Mission to Mars, by Ace, Tom Koonsman, Kate DiBenedetto, and Ken Gulick. This was the third single for the album, and I'm not that crazy about this one. I do like the solo on it. I think it's got some cool guitar riffs going on, but I don't know, it's just not that catchy to me, and the lyrics are kind of like this mush of nonsense. For as many like songwriters as they had on this one, like, you think they would have come up with something a little better. But like, I don't hate it or anything, I just don't love it. I can't really see why they picked that one for a single. The eighth track, Off My Back, song by Ace, and this is another highlight for me. I think it's catchy. I think that the lyrics are pretty good for a song all written by Ace. I don't know, it's his, like, him being angry about a breakup works better for him than when he's all in the like lovey-dovey mode and include the girlfriend and everything kind of thing. He should stick to the angry breakup songs. They just kind of work better for him. But yeah, another good track. And then the ninth and closing track, Quantum Flux, starts off pretty cool sounding, and it kind of ends cool with this like kind of detuning thing going on or something. But it's just kind of another one of his quantum instrumentals. You know, good for an Ace instrumental, but I'm not like, I don't know, they all kind of blend together at a certain point, the quantum songs, I feel like. So I don't know, this would probably be like somewhere in the middle if I was ranking all of those. But solid way to end the album. So Spaceman overall, I think, is a pretty good late period Ace album. It's only 9 songs, so it's pretty short, and it's only got like 2 songs on it that I'm not crazy about. Really only like one, because I kind of threw the instrumental in to make 2. But yeah, I just think it's a good solid collection of catchy songs. as far as like the cons of the album go, I don't think it has the best like sounding production. I think it just kind of sounds like a little cheap. I think his vocals sound a little robotic at times. And I don't know, something about his guitar playing just doesn't quite stand out as much as it usually does for me on this, but it still does have some pretty solid moments. Yeah, overall though, it's a pretty good group of catchy songs. So yeah, I actually recommend this one pretty highly for his later albums.